Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. So today we're going to have a look at one of those maps that's in the Steam charts in the top 20 that I've yet to review. It's I'm going to appreciate it. It is quite a nice map, but it is very naughty. And for that, I am going to punish it when we get to the star ratings at the end. You'll soon understand. We'll get there very, very soon indeed. And if you appreciate me being a little bit strict, it's time to show your appreciation for the channel. Yes, it's time for your daily reminder. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you very much for that support. Right, today's map is Sriland Vanilla by Karose or Karose. I'm going with Karose for the rest of the show. If that's wrong, I am sorry. Let's have a look at the start square. Start square is right there with a little bit of ocean right on the tip. I quite like the shape of that. And then we'll have a look at the resources. Splodged workably. The ore is a little bit away from the start square. We'll talk more about that later in the show. And then if we off to the workshop, the generic tree pack and the unlimited tree mod are down as requirements on a vanilla map. Now we're going to be using the the vanilla temperate theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT, but this has been covered in the comments. I'm not going to scroll down to the comments. Specifically, the legend Mr. Miyagi has suggested that the name be changed himself, and even given the suggestion for the name change because, well, it's not vanilla. It's very close. It is actually, in terms of intensiveness, is that the word? Intensivity? Oh, something. In terms of the requirements to run this map, they are really low. It's kind of as close as you're going to get to a vanilla map without it being a vanilla map. That said, it's not a vanilla map. The generic tree pack, for example, they are really low in terms of try. There are lower try, but they are a really good base tree to go with if you're building a map and you don't want to burn up everybody's processor. So it's a good choice. There's a lot to be said about the good choice. As for the unlimited tree mod, it's possible. I've not done a tree count. I'm sorry, I haven't done it, but if I were to do a tree count, it might possibly be under the limit. That said, it might be slightly over. It's going to be close. But anyway, we won't worry about it. We won't go on about it anymore, but I am going to punish the map when we get to the stars. I've got to lose a star for that, I'm afraid. This intersection looks okay. Got a question about this here. That might cause a bit of traffic flow issues once everything gets a bit busier, but no doubt more intersections will be put in place to take some of the weight by you guys, the builders. So yeah, a little bit of a query over that bit there on the main intersection. And then that feeds through into our start square, our build location. And over here somewhere there is usually, very usually, an asset to review. And there's, where is said asset? Oh, maybe it's there. How did we miss that? Did you see that? I don't know. Anyway, it's Quad Triton by Quad Rioters. As always, you can always guess the name of Quad's products by the ownership. Sorry, not the name. You can guess the name by the name. But you know, they all start with Quad or Quads. Factoids. Shall we carry on with factoids as I'm unable to talk? There, looks a bit better, doesn't it? In his historic solo flight across the Atlantic, Charles Lindbergh had a special fuel tank built onto the nose of his plane so that it wouldn't be crushed in a crash. This made visibility so difficult that he had to use a periscope to see where he was going. Can you imagine that? Flying in an old plane across the Atlantic with just a periscope for visibility. Ooh. Anyway, Quad Triton by Quad Rioters. That's 3 towers in one with helipads on the top as well. Very good work indeed. Thanks, Quad. Thank you. Shall we keep rolling? Shall we keep rolling? Follow the highways. Highways are good. And I'd like the highway layout. It's a crisscross, and things are going to get a bit busy down here, obviously. But I'm sure you'll find a way around it, especially if we consider that we're going to play this vanilla rules as well. We'll talk about that in a little while as well. This intersection, I am really liking the detail and design in the decoration. I don't know if you can hear the siren going past my window. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Ambulance. But yes, this is pretty cool. There's only one thing wrong with the entire intersection, mind you. A little teeny weeny bit of blue mantle under here. Other than that, I'm really quite taken by this. I think it's good work, apart from the blue mantle. Yeah, just show you, that's the only place. There was another, I had a worrying location along here somewhere. I was also worried about streetlight clipping, because the roads look a little bit low. They look a wee bit low. If we come down here, look, see how deep that is. But then if we have a little look at the top, it is it's not clipping through, and I don't deduct stars unless it is completely clipping through. Okay, anyway, we'll keep rolling. Yeah, this was the one I thought, oh, there's bound to be blue mantle here, but there's not. So I got away with that one, Karose, or planned, or something. Got away with it indicates that it was luck. I'm sure it was by judgment, says he, with his fingers crossed behind his back. Okay, we'll keep moving along. We're now going up into the hills. There's not too much to say about going up into the hills up here. The hills are believable. I think there's probably a little bit of terrain party going on possibly here. They don't look like they've been drawn by hands. They feel realistic, and the highway does this lovely thing that occasionally you see where the two lanes part, like the actress and the bishop, if you know what I mean. Anyway, they part. We've got a little bit of tree detailing between, and then they come back together at the edge of the map with the fog, which means we're going to have a little look at the rail. Not too much to see with the rail. It's a nice flat bit of land. We'll come back to this area a little bit later on, because some of you are going to say, you didn't mention that thing. And I know. I am going to mention, though, that this little rail bridge here is dipping its feet into the ocean. And I think the salt water would do a little bit of corrosive work on that. So a little bit higher would be better, I think. We follow the rail along. It goes the entire length of the coast and through the start square, which we will get to imminently. Down a little bit further, just where it bends off here. This is your start square area down here. And it just runs the length of the map. Once again, not too much to talk about with this. But there are some issues and things I want to talk about after the intermission. One of them, which I don't think we've ever spoken about before. So there we go. It's me breaking my own rules. I'm allowed to break my own rules. Hey, it's my show. My rules, my show. Anyway, let's have a little intermission and we'll come right on back with the shipping routes.
Are you confused by all those buttons running along the top and bottom of the screen? And what was that icon for again? Does anyone know? Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to the User Interface. Click the information button now.
And we are back with that shipping route. It runs the entire length of the water, quite a way out from the coast, but that's okay, sort of, until you get to a right angle turning like this, which hooks back around in towards the start square bay. And for me, that's just a little bit awkward. First of all, the shipping turning at a right angle. We could have just curved that in a little bit more. That's just a preference. Anyway, off the edge of the map into the fog. We do have two air routes as well, which are very nicely done. Water flow. Let's have a little look at this start square. I'll tell you, there are no spawn points on this map at all. And we're right down the start square now, and there is no visible water flow at all. Which means I'm going to suggest you're going to want to put an inlet on one side of this island, an outlet on the other side of the island, and hope you get no contamination. It's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Right, now let's do a little bit of looking at the start square. Start square is all the way up here. This is your ore there. Start square there, and you are 2, 3, 4, That's your 5th square. To get to the ore, if you go in a straight line, just by building in a straight line, you are going to have, it's going to be the 5th tile out of a maximum of 9 if we're playing vanilla rules. So for me, that's a bit of an issue. Castle is okay, I guess. Not too much to say about it. Location, well, it has cleared the trees around it, so it's clearly been a settlement, so I'm okay with that. But the actual location of a castle, would there be a castle there? I'm not entirely sold on that. But it's nice that the trees have been cleared around it. That makes some kind of sense. This is the ore that we were talking about. We've got a little abandoned hut down there. Maybe they were digging for gold way back in the day. Who knows? Who knows? Right, let's go and have a little look over here. I did say we'd have a little look over here. And of course, over here we have got, see with me, everybody's favourite factory. And 3 of these ships. Now, these 3 ships are long abandoned because, we've got the jetty as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Jetty. Because the only way in and out is being completely closed in by the rail route. So, yeah, if you want to do something with that, you might have to do something with the rail route, which might need elevating slightly, of course, to stop the corrosiveness. Now, you may notice that the area of effect on the shoreline switched on. Don't normally have this switched on because normally it would kill the trees, and we always have trees really close to the edge of the rivers. Not so on this map. It seems almost deliberate that the trees are so far back from the coast. So because of that, I switched the shoreline effect on to give us that little beach kind of appearance. In fact, the only place where there are trees close to the edge of the water, you got this one, which is the furthest one out of all of them, and that one, on the beach. So I figured we'll switch the shoreline effect on just for a change. I think it looks okay. Now, a placement of the essential lighthouse. Now, if I was a ship, I wouldn't be able to see it from this location or from this area over here. I think the location of that essential lighthouse is poor, but it is very pretty. We've got these 3 towers here. I think these are former lighthouses that have been demolished since. Each one demolished because they were in a bad location. Well done. And if we head all the way over here, you may have noticed when we got to the end of the rail, there was another essential lighthouse down here. Again, I'm just not buying the location. It's kind of, this is visible. Okay, so it's visible from out at sea, great. Apart from the trees around it, but they've been thinned out a little bit around the lighthouse. But look, what shipping is going to get close to there? I'm not buying it at all, I'm afraid. That island would have been a good spot, maybe. But anyway, what do you think? We're getting to that point in the show where you get to vote on the map. I'm looking for a location for a thumbnail now. It's got to be one somewhere. Okay, right. What do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the viewer's choice. Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Yeah, lots of trees actually. I think it might be over that minimum. You may need that unlimited tree mod, possibly. I think it's got to be this intersection. That's the prettiest thing on the map. Okay, aesthetically, it's okay. It's fine. I have no complaints. Doesn't blow me away. I mean, I like this, and the rest of it is fine. So, 3 stars. It's fine. Detailing. No major problems with it. Nothing really stands out too much with it. I mean, I like the terrain. The terrain work is good. But in terms of detailing, little blue mantle, yes. I'll give it a high 3. Gameplay potential. I would say this would be easily a 4-star map for gameplay. Water flow is a bit of an issue, I think, possibly, so I'm going to drop it down to 3 stars. But I'm going to punish it for gameplay because it's not vanilla. And if you want to play it as vanilla, you are going to be disappointed. So you're losing a star there. 2 stars for gameplay potential. It deserves 4. Sriland Vanilla by Karose. Also, all told, right, 8 stars, yeah. But all told, I like it. Okay. 8 star. It deserves way more than 8 stars. That could easily be a 12 or even a 13-star map. Easily. So just something to think about, Karose. Yeah, I think you've done a good job. I think you could do a better job. And I look forward to seeing it because you've clearly got talent. Well, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Odd map on the screen now. See you tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. And don't forget, the Viewer's Choice Top 10 is out.